Hello, I'm Anders. I use the he, him pronouns. This is Stars in the Dark, reskin of Blades in the Dark, run through the gauntlet. You probably already know that. If you don't, go check out the first session and you'll get more information there, including our safety tools and that sort of thing. We have a little bit of housekeeping to do before we start the session. You still have a crew advance pick from last session, either a special ability or 2 ticks on the upgrades or a new cohort. Those are your options. We discussed a bit on some different things last time, but I don't think we settled on it. That's one thing. We should also review the wishes we have collected over the last few sessions. I've gone back like 2 or 3 sessions. There haven't been a huge number of wishes that I have noted. Some of them were short term, so I haven't made notes of those. We do have some. Kai, you sent me some information on your new idea for a new vice, since you wanted to switch out one of yours. And we've discussed that a little bit. That may come up depending on how long this job goes. I don't think it will take the whole session like the last one did. Reviewing the wishes like this was a wish Rich brought up, and I think that's a very good idea. If I don't do this moving forward, please remind me so that we can keep that going. There were some wishes for scenes, scene with Bria and Bade and Etma and Bade. I think Boko and Bade, you had a little bit at least together, but I think we still need to see more Bade interact more with the other player characters, and more with Boko, of course, as well. But I think you had at least a little bit with a visit to Scarbow's club, which I think we need to come up with a name for. It can't just be Scarbow's club. That's not going to attract the right clientele. And Mark also had a wish for Boko to take some more stress and harm. So we'll see what we can do about that. Push him a little bit, see how things turn out. Those were the wishes I had made note of. There's probably more farther back, but I don't think they are. Hopefully, there's nothing I've missed relevant that I missed. I also wanted to note that I put some ticks on some of the clocks. If we go to the events tab, I put 1 tick on Anathem's hunt. He's now, this is Inquisitor Anathem, who's looking for the artifact. He's now 1 tick away from knowing where the artifact is, which could be troublesome for you. I put 2 ticks on Kernok's clock to identify Boko. That was a 4-tick clock, so now, and she already had 2, because Boko's been out going to wakes and gambling and not particularly staying hidden. So finding stuff out about him is not that hard. So now I start a new clock, which is Kernok looks for Boko's contacts. So now she started to investigate the people who know you. We'll see what that brings. But that clock doesn't have any ticks on it yet. It's a 6-tick clock, so it may take a while. I put 1 more clock on the garrison scouts, the speeder bike scouts who've been scouting out the scrapyard, looking for your hideout. So that one still has 4 ticks on it. I haven't made any notes of this yet. I'll put something up after this session. I forgot to put it into the notes on that tab. I will do that later. I should make note of that so I don't forget it. That's all my pre-game stuff. Do you have anything else to bring up before the game? We should settle on the advance, but anything else?
Just because you were talking about the updates on the clocks, if I recall correctly, and this is me just checking and making sure I understand it, on the speeder bike, the scouts on the speeder bikes, I think we had said as a piece of color that like we've seen them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's okay if I know that is a threat. I don't know the ticks on the clock, but I know these guys.
Absolutely.
Cool. So I'm going to murder some speeder bike scouts soon. Just like, you know.
That is a thing that you can do. Yeah, cool. So I think we should pick the advance before we go into the job, so that you have it if it's something you use. Things I think were brought up were dangerous, where you get +1 rating to each PC gets +1 rating to hunt, skirmish, or wreck. I think Blood Brothers was mentioned, where you get a bonus when you fight alongside your cohort, and all your cohorts also count as thugs. If they're already thugs, they get another type, and you currently have a gang of thugs, so they would get something else. And I think there was some talk of starting to put ticks on hardened to get another trauma box, but I don't remember if that was just in passing.
I'd also
those
like
are the ones I remember.
Yeah, and then the one that I think, not necessarily this session, but coming soon, I'd really like in the story to grab the Shadows ability of old schematics, so that we start having a new fictional way of getting into our jobs where we're going, and so just always going with the tunnel reps.
Yeah, that's correct.
So I've only been in a few sessions, but we have this artifact that we haven't really done much with in the past few sessions.
Yeah.
Is that something we should be pushing towards? Just
well, it's being pushed at us, but with that clock.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we have the picture anymore, do we?
Oh, do we? If it would have been in like current job, maybe.
I'll put it up. I'll paste it into the current jobs tab just for now, or on the events tab. I think I still have. Yeah, I still have the image. So this force artifact, the reason, or one reason, a couple of reasons it hasn't been used much lately is that Morn was the one who was most involved with it and had been using technology to kind of hook up and to this artifact and create. Yeah, that's the picture of the artifact. And this is like 6 foot in diameter. It started out at 5 foot, but it's growing for unknown reasons. The other thing you know about it is that Inquisitor Anathem, he is looking for it, and he can kind of maybe track it or sense it when it's being used. So that's one risk of using it. But it is very powerful. You used it to supercharge your weapons when you fought the stormtroopers, I think, and maybe also when you fought the Dark Lord's faithful. Yeah. So it definitely has useful properties, but there's also a risk to using it.
And this was copied. Yeah, this was copied under current job.
Yeah,
under events.
On the sorry, on the events tab.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. I see that. Thank you.
And Tor Bracken, he wants this artifact to send it away from here to be studied because he thinks it's dangerous, and he wants the smart people of the rebellion to figure out what it could be used for, and make sure nothing explodey happens. That's what he says anyway. Who knows?
And out of character, that was this thing was a thing that Boko had interest in, but Morn had a serious hard on for us. So like, I think we've put it off to the side, but at this point we probably need to deal with it.
Yeah, could be. There were several other Force sensitive people who were interested in acquiring it, but the crew grabbed it, and they managed to hold on to it so far. But yeah, it's there. You can use it. Thierry has also been studying the artifact, Max's sister, whom you rescued last time. So she can probably use it for something with the aid of Morn's technology, probably, because she's not Force sensitive. You killed the person who was Force sensitive, who was helping to study it. So that's also a thing that happened. But yeah, that's the Force artifact. Yeah, your engagement roll last time was a great success. You are in a controlled position. We didn't go into too much detail about how you were going to accomplish this, but your goal was to attack the shuttle when it's in the air, force it to, attack it while it's in the air, and use that. You have codes for the outside doors, the doors to the cockpit, and the prisoner restraints. I put some images in the current jobs tab. I figure you've been able to, I think Boko just knows what this thing looks like from his previous career. To get a picture of the outside, you have a schematic of the inside, and you can see the cockpit. There's a droid flying this thing, and there's one thing that's different from these pictures, and that is that there's a force field protecting the cockpit area from the back of the ship where the prisoners are. And the prisoners are being held with these restraints. That's from the Judge Dredd movie, but it's a good image of how so they haven't converted this to like cells or anything. It's just they have these things that lock you into your seat, basically, so you can't get out.
Did we decide what the crew advance was going to be, or did I distract from that?
We did not decide on that. Good, thank you.
We didn't. That's funny.
Yeah, so we also discussed last time that your vault is a bit cramped. You can get advances to increase the size of your vault. There are 2 ticks for vault if you look under the lair upgrades. The first, right now you have room for 4 creds in your vault. The first upgrade gives you room for another 4, and the second gives you room for another 8. So basically it doubles and then doubles again. I don't think you're in. I don't think you have a huge need to increase the vault size currently, but there may come a point where you do need to store more cash than you have room for right now.
So what do you guys think? Dangerous? Blood
I'm
Brothers?
a fan of dangerous just because it gives us like immediate number goodness, but I'm not locked on it.
Anyone else?
I can go with dangerous. That sounds cool to me, but I also don't have a strong opinion if somebody's like wants to argue for a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to you
Dangerous,
have the old
dangerous.
schematics ability
Well,
from the shadows.
Yeah, we I'll wait until something in the story happens so that we can grab that. Like it makes me not just come out of the blue.
Well, let's make a note that that's the next one we want to take.
Cool.
Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
that'd be good.
Good. So everyone's
Now, I
okay
probably
with
wouldn't have
going
said
with-
that if you weren't here, in March.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
joking, like not really, but maybe.
So everyone's okay with going with the dangerous ability.
It's all
I'm just
because of
trying
you,
to-
Bade. You made us dangerous. Thanks.
I'll check that off. That means everyone gets to add 1 tick to hunt, skirmish, or wreck, but to a max of 3. So Etama cannot take skirmish with it.
Take my hunt up to 3.
And I'll make a note of the owns the map.
Oh, it's so hard. Do I want to wreck stuff with a 3, or do I want to take my shooting from long range to a 2? So hard, so difficult. Such a good choice.
I recently got the Galaxy's Imperial game, which is superhero blades. It's very much regular blades, just reskinned to superheroes with some changes. But they renamed a couple of the abilities, and they renamed Wreck to Smash, which is just so good.
That is good. That is pretty smart.
Hulk smash.
Yeah. Okay, did everyone put their tick somewhere? Cool.
Yep.
Then we will move on to the actual job. You have the aid of the rebels. They can, the Max's rebel faction, currently led by Becker, who will help you with whatever you need. The rebels want to fight. They are pissed off about Maxa being taken and everything bad that's happened. But now they have Kiri back, and they want to get Maxa back as well. So what do we see when this attack happens on this shuttle?
It kind of feels like the shuttle's following its normal route, probably below building level, but a good amount above street level. And they just like turn a corner, and they're like, it's lit up with blaster fire. Maybe a couple rockets that probably aren't going to do anything, but definitely send a message.
Because we had the rebels who were going to kind of cause the distraction.
Yeah,
They're
eager.
Yeah, so you have the rebels shooting at the shuttle, and I think we established that this means that they're going to start flying high. How are you exploiting this? Because you need to get onto the shuttle to get inside it. Either that or shoot it down, but shooting it down means Maxa may not get out of it alive, so you probably want to get onto it. How are you doing that?
We didn't acquire an asset. Sorry, go ahead.
I want to go after you. I have something to say. Good.
Okay. We didn't acquire an asset. Is it possible to flash back to us renting a jetpack? Like something about Edema flying in on a jetpack amuses me. I might pay stress for that. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
So my idea complements yours a little bit. In my mind, we just simply rent a taxi and then and then jump out the doors. That's,
Like
Well,
a
that's the
Johnny
poor-
Cab, like a droid driven
Yeah.
Johnny Cab. Oh, that's so
Yep.
great.
Yeah, that's the poor man's rocket pack.
Please close the doors while in flight.
Mind the gap. Mind the gap. Mind the gap.
I love that.
I like that. I like that better. Let's just do
Do
that.
you? Nice. Okay. I was like, this is the stupidest idea I can think of. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I think, if we're going with this, since we talked about the artifact, I think, and let me know if you think I'm encroaching on you're the one running you're the ones running the job, but I just got this idea that Thierry has used the artifact to like supercharge some magnetic clamps
Mhm.
that you can use to you leap out of this taxi cab and then you use the clamps to fasten onto the shuttle to not fall off.
Love it. I love that. Does the controlled starting position get us anything, or is that just for
It
outcomes
means
of
no,
runs?
it just means that you're in a controlled position when you
Cool.
start off. So I think what we need to what we should start with is basically you jumping from the taxi onto the shuttle. And
Is this a
mechanically,
group action maybe?
yeah, mechanically we could do it as a group action. That sounds reasonable. It means there's a lot less risk of someone watching the roll and falling off. So I think Rich was kind enough to post the link to the dice roller in the chat. So hopefully everyone has that.
Stephen, when we came up with this plan, did at any point Bade go like, what?
No, I actually like the idea that you guys all came up with a plan. Bade doesn't know what this artifact is, was given some things and was said, this will help you out. We're renting a taxi cab. And at some point, you guys all bail out. And I'm like, what?
So you're not leading the group action, is what I'm hearing.
I am not leading.
Bade,
Leading from the
give him
rear.
a tip. Give him a tip. It's what Enema says before she.
Right, give him a tip.
Yeah, so mechanically, who is leading the action and thereby risk
I think
taking on stress?
I'm happy to.
Okay.
I don't know what the action is.
Probably Prowl.
Yeah.
It's Prowl's jumping.
Sweet.
Yeah,
There we go.
well,
Yeah.
seems reasonable. Time, swim, jump, run, jump, and tumble.
I don't know how good I am at prowling. Not great. Got one.
Yeah, but you
I
don't
can- I
need
can
to
lead-
be good to
I can
lead the
lead
action.
if you prefer, but yeah, I guess yeah, that's right. You can be the leader.
Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
I've
Right.
got the stress to eat, so I'm happy to do this. I'm in it to win it.
Yeah, let's have the the reckless Ratataki lead the jumping from the shuttle act or from the taxi act.
Here we
Okay,
go.
so everyone make a power roll. Oh, Rip gets a 6. Nice.
I'll go next here.
Everybody else blow it. I want to save your cans.
It's a 5.
Oh, that's good.
No stress.
Ha! You have to save my ass.
Oh,
One
I think
stress
there's a
from
pause.
Rhea.
Like you start to fall, you start to fall, and there's a moment. Is Enema going to do it? And then I reach and grab you by the
Oh,
collar.
and Bade also gets a 6. Nice.
Nice, Bane. You were born for this.
I'm the screw up.
I think
Yeah,
what happens is we're in the taxi and I turn around and like Etema is gone, right? And I'm like, what happened? And I look out, I'm like, oh, and I jump out. But I think whenever I turn on my magnetic couplers, everyone else's magnetic couplers are kind of already there. So it attracts to them. So it's easier for me.
nice.
Nice. That's
So
great.
what is it that almost screws Bria up here before you get pulled back into it?
So her new big thing is being really obsessed about being fit and having her cyber mods like perfect and stuff like that. And doubt is what screws Bria up. Like there's a mistake, there's a problem, like I could have done something else. And so she's overthinking things.
Hmm.
Cool.
Obsession with perfection has led her to doubt.
Nice. So now you're clamped on the outside of the shuttle. The shuttle is rising to get to high altitude, which is their standard protocol for when they're attacked from the ground. You have the codes to open the doors, so you can get inside. You're not sure how many guards are inside. You're not sure how many prisoners are inside. You know Maxa is at least supposed to be on this shuttle. She's scheduled to be on this transport. So what's the next move?
It looks like there's a cockpit door on either side. Is that right?
Yeah,
Maybe
there's
go
one
2 and
door on
2.
either side, but there's
there's a force shield between cockpit and prisoners, though.
Right.
That said, it's probably activated from cockpit side.
yeah. So there's a force field like right behind this droid in the
Right.
cockpit. But your codes will allow you to turn off the force field because you got an extra thing. You can open the doors, you can open the force field, you can open the prisoner restraints.
Yeah, I'd just say go 2 in each door,
You
maybe.
got all 3 at least. No, sorry. You had to choose between opening the cockpit and the prisoner restraints, and you picked the prisoner restraints. So you can open the outer door and you can open the restraints. You can't take down the force field with the codes. You can do it some other way, probably.
Cool. Yeah, let's go in. I'm going after the droid. Oh,
So
can it
should
be?
we? Is the
No.
plan to? I think it's time to release the prisoners, right? Don't we need to let them go?
Yeah, but you need to
Yeah.
get inside to do that.
Okay.
To use the codes to deactivate the restraint.
Can it be a Rex droid?
Sorry.
Can it be a Rex droid in R3X? It's the droid from Star Tours and Disney. It
Oh, I don't
also
have
it's also in Book of Boba Fett as a dealer.
Mhm.
It's the dorkiest thing.
One of the.
That's what the picture looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So we're going in. Are we going into the cockpit or are we going into the back area?
I'm going to the cockpit.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You
think
will-
they opened it in the cockpit. It looked like.
Yeah, the doors open into the prisoners area. There's a force field between the area where the doors are and the cockpit itself.
Got it.
So it's like right behind the droid, the blue line there.
The blue line.
Yeah. So, but someone is. I assume someone will open the door, and who goes in first?
Me, this is awesome. I'm in it.
Yeah,
I'm going in.
cool.
Yeah, I'll open the door for you, and you pop in right there.
Yeah. You open the door and there's you see yeah, I think you need to make a roll to get in through the door. You're in flight. You have your clamp, but that's kind of like holding you in place. You need to get from that and in the door.
That's good. What do you want me to roll?
I mean, I would pick prowl, but if you have an argument for something else, I'm fine with that.
Wreck.
Prowl's good. Prowl works. Got me any bargains?
I'll spend a die to help too, because I'm right there. We'll give you an arm in.
Cool. Devil's bargain. Well, you could. Oh, right. Has everyone chosen their load?
We
I
did
don't
that last
remember
time.
if
Yep.
we talked about that.
Pull up.
You planned
check.
ahead. Good GM
Yeah.
you are.
Wow. And I forgot about it. Yeah, I mean, you could drop something when you go through the door. maybe you drop your like heavy blaster, your big weapon.
Not drop as in never can recover, just can't use it in this fight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. That sounds amazing and dangerous. I like it. Here we go. Prowling into the ship.
You got 3 dice.
Whoa, 2 1s and a 5. Woo!
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And
Thank you for the help. That was the help die.
Yep.
yeah, and you're in a control position. So you can do it and suffer a consequence, a minor consequence, or you can withdraw and try a different approach. I would say that the consequence here would be that your position becomes risky because you're tumbling into a shuttle in flight.
Say no more. I want the risky tumbling into the thing. That sounds amazing and XP worthy. I'm into it.
Yeah. So how does it look like? You're getting in through the door in flight.
Yeah, I think there's a moment where Edma's in her head, like it's the how it started, how it's going, how it started in her head. She's like swinging in, feet flying up in a total comic book panel style, but instead she trips a little bit and kind of falls forward and lands with her arms on this, and the blaster skitters across the floor there that we see in the thing, and the droid starts to tilt a little bit, and it's Boko reaching and kind of grabbing her by the collar and yanking her, throwing her up and in, and then she scrambles in screaming because that's what she do.
Yeah, you're inside. What you immediately see is that the first row of seats, the first 4 seats, they don't have these prisoner restraints. There are guards strapped in there or strapping themselves in because like the shuttle is flying like this, it's under fire. And there's only like a handful of prisoners in here. It's not packed. It's just
That's awesome.
you haven't spotted who is who yet. So that's Etema going in first, and when they see you, they are what's going on? And one of them starts going for his blaster, but the ship shakes, and he hasn't. He's not like he can shoot you right now.
Nice.
What do the rest of you do?
I think I'm gonna lean in right after her. Not jump in, but just sort of like I don't know, it feels like it'd be super cool to like fall in upside down with the parafine blasters and just immediately like see those guys and start
Oh, and all of a sudden we see a dove just fly by in the background.
I dub droid. I dub droid.
Shooting the guards with a pair of fine blasters. In a super sweet way.
That sounds like skirmish.
Yeah. Skirmish. There we go. Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna push. That feels like a lot.
Cool. Then you have 2 dice, and you are still in a control position.
Okay.
The risky, that's Etema. Everyone else is controlled until something happens to change that.
Yeah, I think I'll go with 2. See what happens. That's a 2.
That's not great. But you're in a control position, and one of the big advantages of being in a control position is that a bad roll doesn't immediately screw you. So 1 to 3 in a control position. You can try again with a risky position or withdraw and try a different approach.
I'm going to try again in a risky position.
Yeah, because when the shuttle shakes a bit.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I think I'm going to be super sweet, hanging in there with the rifles or the pistols, and then I just get knocked away.
Mhm.
Does the push carry over, or do I have to push again?
I think so. I think you
Yeah.
just roll again. That's I haven't checked the rules for this, but that's my intuitive sense for it. I don't think you should have to pay again to
Right.
get that.
I accept. Let's see. Roll. A 3.
Yeah, okay. Things go badly. Suffer harm, a complication, lose this opportunity, or your position becomes desperate.
How many? Can I do desperate? I think that's going to be super great.
Yeah, I think you botch your landing and you roll along the floor and you fall on your face, like in the middle of the aisle between these rows of seats. So you're right in front of all these guards as they are starting to grab their weapons. Etma is more off to the side. She's not quite as in focus as you are. So you're the one who's really bad off.
Cool. Yeah.
Are these
Bless her,
guards
probably just like,
or stormtroopers?
Wrong.
These are street set guards.
Okay, cool.
They're not stormtroopers.
Sorry, Mark, I spoke over you. I apologize.
Oh no, you're good. I was just narrating my crappy shooting everywhere.
Yeah. There's blaster balls going into the
Much
roof.
better with a
mostly.
rifle. Much better with a rifle.
Cool. Bria and Bay, are you also going in, or are you doing something else?
So I have an idea that Bade might be able to play off of.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna tick off the light climbing gear. And what I'm going to do is basically take like a magnetic hook and put it up against the wall between us and the droid that's driving it. And it already has a synth cord rope attached to it. And as the ship rises up, I'm just going to fall down the rope to get to the back where the prisoners are, which also gives me an ability to climb back up if I need to. So I'd like to get to the back of the group, possibly getting shot along the way.
So if I understand correctly, you're inside, but you slid down the aisle to the back of where the prisoners are.
That's what I'd like to do if the dice are,
Okay.
yeah. So let's see here. I guess that's prowl climbing. So everybody keeps asking for devil's bargains. Do you want to help me, Bade? Do you want to like throw in a help die?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I will take that and I will roll 3 dice. 6 and a 5. Almost got a critical. 6. You're muted.
Thank you. 6 on a control position, you do it. So you fasten this hook, you slide down the rope, Boko flailing under you as you effortlessly slide back into the back of the ship. Do you want to go like to the very bottom of the bottom back of the ship, or you stop like halfway? The prisoners are kind of scattered. They're not seated in like one clump.
I'd like to plant my feet in between the last row of seats.
Cool.
Yeah. How did you help me out, Bade, with that?
Yes. So while all of this is going on, Bade crawls in, like belly crawls in, and I think Etma's up there shooting it up, and Boko's like flopping around, and like, you know, we see Boko kind of land on the ground in the aisle as Bade is, you know, desperately trying to just belly crawl in over all the gunfire. And as I reach, you know, that center aisle, I clip your, you know, one of the things for your rope onto that center aisle chair, so you have a good purchase.
Nice.
And then I'm making my way towards one of the controls on the opposite side, and I want to enter the code to release all the prisoners.
Cool. Yeah. What do you want to roll for that?
I don't know. It might be if it could be slicing, so it could be tinker. It could be trying to belly crawl past all of the dangerous stuff going on. So that might be a prowl.
Sure.
Okay. Do you have a devil's bargain?
Since you're crawling right in front of these guards, one of them gets a good kick in on you as you're passing through. So you'll take level 1 hard.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Boot
So
to
I
the
think-
face.
Boot to the face. I'll take that. I think that's two die. So let me roll that. I got a 4.
Nice. I'll put in a boot to the face. Yeah. You're in a control position, so you can withdraw and try a different approach, or you can do it and suffer a consequence. And as always, consequences are things you can resist. In this case, minor complication, reduced effect, lesser harm, or your position becomes risky. I think you have to, what you realize is that you have to enter a separate code for each prisoner. Like when you enter the code, you have to like enter the seat number or something. So you can only release 1 prisoner at a time. But you have released, there's 5 prisoners in here, and you have spotted one of them is a Wookiee. So that's probably Roar. The only thing you know, Bade, about Roar is that she is a Wookiee. But you've released one of the prisoners. You don't know who. It's not the Wookiee, but you've released. Actually, you've released 2 of the prisoners. I don't want to take away too much of your success.
So I think as I'm punching it in, I hear that, I'm like, oh, and I'm trying to get it in, and 2 of the prisoners, see their releases, pop open. I'm like, yes. And I think that's, whenever I have to duck out of the, some more gunfire that's coming across or something like that. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, at this point, the guards, they abandon the ones who aren't strapped in. They stop trying to strap in, and they pull. One of them pulls a blaster. One of them pulls like I don't know what the name is, stun rod, function stun thing. Yeah, one of those. And the one who's closest to Bade, she gets halfway out of her seat and tries to grab you, tries to grab your leg and pull you away from the controls. And one of them is yelling at into like comm unit, assault, we're under attack. Yeah, stun baton. Yeah.
So I think as the one stands up to kind of grapple to, kind of grab a hold of me, I'm gonna skirmish with it. So let's see what that looks like.
Cool. Let's do it.
That's a 2D. That's a 1d6 for my skirmish. 1d6.
So how are you trying to fight her off?
I think what I'm doing in general is she leans over and I roll into where her feet are, trying to knock her off her feet. And see if I can get her to come down onto the floor with me.
Cool.
Let's see. Oh, can I? I'm interested in a devil's bargain if you have something. I have a suggestion.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What about if the key card that I'm, unlocking the prisoners with falls out of reach? So we see it kind of skitter, across where the front set of seats are.
Yeah. You will absolutely get to die for that. And an XP, I think, right?
Yes. That's why I'm doing the devil's bargains as much as I can.
Yeah.
So I got a 4.
I believe you can put those XP on either your playbook things or one of your attributes. It does. I don't think it has to go to your playbook.
Yeah, I'm pushing for a playbook thing just to get more options and stuff. So with a 4, I can withdraw and try a different approach, do it and suffer a consequence, a minor complication, a reduced effect, lesser harm, or my position becomes risky. Well,
Position becomes risky, feels natural here, I think.
I agree. I was going to say, I think I knocked down the guard, but now I have a guard down there wrestling with me.
Yeah. She's quite big and burly. She's not like some little waif. She's got some muscles on her. Excellent. Yeah, that's the. Thanks for the reminder, Kai. On the desperate thing. Yeah, I think.
I'm sorry, that's desperate, not the special ability. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We need to keep that in mind.
Right, but I think Boko's now in a desperate situation, so they're gonna start ticking off that XP. So yeah.
Etema, I think we cut back to you. You're in. Everyone's in. You've dropped your heavy blaster, your heavy weapon, and Boko is down on the floor. Bade is down on the floor wrestling with a guard. Bria just effortlessly slipped inside and went to the back. Two of the prisoners are out of their restraints and have started moving. They're Zabrak and a human,
Nice.
both male.
Sweet. I am going to close on those guards who were in seats and maybe not buckled yet, and I think I'm just going to launch myself at them and mark my vibro knife or two. So I wish to carve them up.
Do it.
Sweet. Sweet. So I'm going skirmish.
Yeah.
And we'll see how the roll goes before we narrate too much. That is a 6.
Nice.
That looks pretty good. I think it's a jump right in the lap of one of them, stab a few times, and if she can get at another, she'll slash at that one too. She's going off.
Yeah. I think you were still in. Were you still in a controlled position? Or
No, I was in risky, so
You
I'll
were in
probably,
risky.
probably get hurt here.
I need to keep track of this. Let me make some notes. Yeah, you. Sorry. Boko, were you all the way to desperate? Or were you?
Boko was a desperate. I remember you saying that because I was jealous.
Yeah, I was just flat out.
But Bria is still in a control position. Yeah, cool. Since everyone's different, I need to make some notes to keep track.
So I was actually thinking you could rename yourself to put what position you're in, just to make it easier on you.
Cool. That's a smart thing. You, the one you're closest to, you just carve him up. He's definitely dead. And the one next to him was strapped in, fumbling for his blaster, and then you jumped on them, and he started going for his stun rod instead. But you stab his arm and then slit his throat. He's also up. So 2 of the 4 guards are dead. One of them is wrestling with Bade, and the last one is he has his stun rod up, and he's going for Boko. What do you do, Boko?
Geez. Where am I in relation to the one that's on Bade?
I think you're in the middle of the aisle, and Bade is off to the closed, near the closed door to the shuttle. So you're like 10 feet away, maybe.
Yeah. Would it be reasonable to roll over there and try and ambush him from the back with a vibro knife, or is that too far away?
No, you can do that. You can get on her back with the vibro knife.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think my blasters I probably they're on the floor somewhere, and I just kind of like roll over and grab a vibro knife or two, and the one that's wrestling with Bade, just as she's struggling with him, just sort of grab her around the neck and do one of these. See how that works. Yeah. And I think that's a prowl ambush with close violence.
You can definitely do that as a prowl.
I think I'm gonna push again. That's because this feels a lot. It still feels like doing a lot.
You could get help from Bade.
Yeah, hey, do you
Instead
want to
of
hold
pushing
up
yourself?
for me? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think I see you coming right at the, right as you're coming, and I'm like, yeah, you take care of this one and kind of shove her off.
Cool. That's 3.
Then it's 1 stress for Bade instead of 2 for both.
All right. Let's see how that goes. Got a 4.
Got a 4 on a desperate roll. So you do it with a consequence: severe harm, a serious complication, or reduced effect. I think you take her out, but she managed to. She had a knife of her own in her belt, so you slit her throat, blood cascades, and then you feel the pain in your side as you take level 2 harm. Unless
Ooh.
you want to.
I'd like to
armor
resist.
or
Can I jump in and help out here? Maybe
You sure can. Yeah.
yank Boko back. I'd like to resist this, please.
Yeah. How do you protect Boko from this?
Are you guys still wrestling around on the floor area?
They were wrestling around. I rolled over on the floor, got up behind her, and did that.
Cool. Maybe I like slash see them jump over the seats and kind of grab Boko and try to yank him back. Perhaps. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I've got the knives at her throat. You pull me back, and that's what does the action. So she doesn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
hands are
okay.
clean.
Sweet.
Yeah. That
Okay.
works. That
With
works.
bodyguard, does it feel prowess? Does that work here? I feel like her physical ability is what allows her to.
Yeah.
And she's throwing caution to the wind. She does not care if she gets bruised up, breaks a rib, whatever. That's fine. I am rolling prowess of 4, and I have bodyguard, so my resistance is 5. And I think with the crew forged in the fire, that's 6. Is that right? Please tell me if I'm overdoing it, but is that right?
I think you're right. Yeah. +1 die to resistance rolls. That
Yeah, that's right.
out.
That's awesome.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to roll straight ones. Here he comes. No, that is a critical success.
Yeah. There's a 6 in there, so you take 0 stress.
Yeah.
You just do it.
With a critical, don't you also clear another stress box?
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah.
right. You clear a stress.
Sweet. I don't have any stress yet. I'll
That
get
means
it
you
soon.
That means you go on a 2-week bender.
Yay! 2-week bender.
You are too cool for school.
Wow. That paid off.
Yeah. Bria, you're in the back of the shuttle. It's still rising quite rapidly. One of the guards that Etema finished off slides, his body slides down the aisle, a big trail of blood behind him. And you see these two prisoners, their harnesses flip up as Bade has unlocked them. What do you do?
Okay. So crew, what do we care about? What is our opinion on prisoners who are not a part of Max's group? Or are these all guaranteed to be part of Max's group?
You don't know.
Okay.
You've spotted Roar. You see that the Wookiee is Roar. You have met her before. And you can see that Maxa is in here as well.
Got it.
The other three, the two who have been released and the one who hasn't, you don't recognize. So you don't think they're part of Maxa's crew, but you're not sure.
Sure.
You haven't met all the rebels.
Possible
our-
buddies.
Yeah. Edema considers them either rebels or easily recruited to become rebels
Mhm.
from the
Brothers in
scenarios.
arms.
Dang. I had a completely different idea. Okay.
Or yeah,
Rich,
Well, you
Rich
know,
is
like-
happy with where you go. That's just
Yeah,
I think
whatever you
Edema
do
would
is
be very
great.
open.
yeah.
I don't know. That is like some loyalty inspiring shit right there. Pardon my language. Okay. All right. So what I'm doing is basically I assume that even though their thing is off, that there's some sort of shackles or something like that that's attached to them, or something that something really strong that's attached to them and won't come off. If that's true, then what I'm doing is I'm clamping smaller synth cords onto the rope and then onto whatever's holding them. And then we're just going to attach everybody to the rope and then move the rope up and out. Basically just help them climb up the way to the exit so that we can get them out. My original thought was clamp everybody, get to Maxa, say who's with you and who's not, and those who are not, I'd hit a button and they'd disconnect. Because we're professional and brutal, and I was like, this is very brutal of me to do that, but also this whole gang of people we saved, of who knows what they do or what they're like. Anyway, I'm clamping people and avoiding falling guards and stuff like that. So I think that's like is that a finesse roll or
Could be. Just to so that I fully understand what you're planning.
Yeah.
If you get them outside, you'll still be outside on the shuttle that's rapidly rising and probably above building level at this point.
Yeah.
So
I thought we were
was
going
just-
to. I thought we had to exit at some point, but maybe not. Maybe we need to get to.
I mean, you can have you can retroactively plan something that's the solution to this.
Did we have something planned from last session once it got up high?
You were
I don't
talking
remember.
about attacking it from above, like being up on the roof of the level, but that's not the plan you went with now. So
Right, and it's not an extra strategy. Okay.
I mean, it could be, but that will probably require some flashback of some kind. But that's not a huge deal. I mean, you know that the shuttle, the plan for the shuttle is to rise up to be near the roof.
Do we have the flying codes? If I got into the cockpit,
No, you have the codes for the outer doors and for the restraints.
okay. So no code for the force field and no code to take over control of the ship.
Yes.
Right.
Need to recruit a
But I mean,
slicer.
there's slicing. There's all kinds of ways you can handle that.
Okay. All right. So my first priority though is I don't know. The way I see it, like we want to keep them from falling out or like hurting themselves or whatever. So anyway, I'm giving everybody, as I climb my way back up, I'm just handing out things that let people attach themselves to the rope. So that they can be secure, whether they are part of Max's group or not. When I get to, is Maxa out of their restraints, or are they still restrained?
Maxa is still restrained.
Okay. When I give the rope, I also like squeeze the hand, their hand, just to let them know like we're taking care of it. But eventually, I'd like to slice my way into flying this ship into, not destroying us. So I guess climbing my way back up would be what I'm doing.
Cool.
right.
If you want to roll power for that, that's fine. You can roll finesse if you wanted to focus like on the handing out the things,
I see.
attaching to the rope or something else if you, depending on what you want to spotlight, I guess.
Yeah, I've already made one climbing roll. Let me make a finesse roll to make sure that everybody gets exactly, like they don't get, they don't drop it or, you know, get tied up or something like that, but in a way that they don't want. I guess a devil's bargain could be that one person doesn't connect correctly. I don't know. So
I think this third person who's, or actually, let's say the Zabrak who is out of his restraints. He when you like attach this rope thing to him, he grabs one of your vibro knives.
why'd you have to go and do that?
Not like it's not like he's obviously
No. Yeah,
going to attack you, but he sees the knife and he takes it.
Yeah, I'm imagining the possibilities and I enjoy them. So let me click on vibro knife so that Zabrak number 1 in the credits, number 2 actually, I guess Edema's number 1, and takes a knife from me, and so that's 2 dice. All right, let's see what happens.
Four, and you are still in a controlled position. So let me see. That means you can withdraw and try a different approach. You do it and suffer a consequence. Minor complication, reduced effect, lesser harm. Your position becomes risky. I think your position becoming risky seems sensible here. You're in a shuttle that's rising rapidly. Does that seem fair?
Yes. So I'll flip into risky.
You can, since that's a consequence, you can of course resist it, and you can choose to withdraw and try something different if you want to.
Well, risky allows me to swap position for effect and get more XP, so I'll take the risk.
Cool. So there's one guard still alive. I think, right? Etma killed 2, Boka and Etma together killed 1. I believe there's one still, one who's still alive. That's the one yelling into his comlink. We're under attack, we're under attack. And he sees bodies falling, blood spraying everywhere. He is going for the exit. He's got some kind of, he grabs some kind of grab shoot or something, and he is going to just jump out and hope he survives, basically, with whatever emergency thing he's got.
Wasn't one of Boko's contacts or something like that, or previous coworkers supposed to be on the ship?
Yeah, that's right.
Oops.
Yeah, this is her. Yeah, this is Celine is her name, right?
You're welcome.
Thank
Nice.
you for reminding me. Yeah,
She's made you too, bro.
This is Celine. She's been yelling about the assault. Now she's about to make her way out. She's not out yet.
No, say she's out. Make us resist it. Do it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, actually.
If she jumps out, I would like to jump out after her. and try to grab her while we're on our way down.
And are you grabbing one of these emergency grab things? You're just going to
Oh,
take
she's got
hers?
one.
Or-
That should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Do it, do it.
Yeah, so she gets, I recognize her and just like jump
And
out
she
the
has
door after
definitely
her.
recognized you. You can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, and like dive and try and grab onto her on the way down.
Yeah, do it.
Props, my friend.
Let's see what happens.
What do you
what
want
would
to
that
roll
be?
for that?
Good question.
I mean, it's athletics, right? So it'd be kind of a prowl, wouldn't it?
How it works?
Yeah, jump. That's it. Jump.
It's just jumping. That's
Yeah, it's just jumping, easy. Just grab her in midair and wrestle the thing away from her.
Yeah,
I am
good.
pushing this one for sure. Get a third one. Yeah, I'll stick with 3 for now, I think.
Yeah, I don't see how to help you, honestly.
Okay. 6.
Nice. Yeah, she's out the door. You scramble right after her, and she's wrestling with this grab emergency pack and trying to like get it her arms through the straps or whatever, and that you angle yourself so that you're falling a bit faster, and you land on her back and you grab her.
Yep.
We'll leave you there for now. I think we should take a break. We've been going for an hour and a half. Yeah. So Boko just jumped out the door after Celine. Bria has given everyone lines that connect to her rope going up the aisle of the shuttle, but Zabrak, who's out of his restraints, grabbed one of her knives. Bade just had someone's throat slit right in front of them, blood splashed all over you. And Etma grabbed that person and pulled them away before they could stab Boko. I think we should go to Bade. See, what do you do now?
So I think, I'm focused in on my job. My job is to make sure, the prisoners get unlocked. And I've seen that key kind of skitter away. And I scramble after it and go and jam it back in. And I'm going to try and unlock, as many prisoners as I can. So I think so I'm at the risky stage. It's a risky action. Would that be?
It could be finesse, since it's like fine sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to say that at this point you don't need to roll for this actually, because there are no more guards in the cockpit. So there's nothing, you can take your time with it if you want to. If you want to do this quickly, then I think you should make a roll for it. But if you're willing to take your time and not rush it, I don't think you need to roll.
So how about if I do 2 things at the same time? One is to unlock the prisoners, because that's kind of my job here. But I'm also going to try and see if I can't steal any other information out of maybe the records of all the prisoners or something like that. So
Yeah.
maybe that's a tinker?
Yeah, that sounds like tinker.
Okay. Do you have a desperate action?
Devil's bargain.
I'm sorry, devil's bargain?
Yeah, I think accessing the records will set off some sort of automatic alarm, which will start a clock for some kind of pursuit. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds great. So tinker plus the desperate action. I'm sorry, plus the devil's bargain. And I can't push myself, so I think I'm at 2d6. Let's see what that looks like. I have a 5.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry, I was setting up the clock, and you were risky. So 5 is you do it with a consequence. Harm doesn't make sense here. I think your position becomes desperate. Doesn't really make sense either. So it's a complication or reduced effect. I think some kind of complication is what makes the most sense. Or you could actually reduce. I think I'll give you reduced effect. You get the records, but they're encrypted.
How about if a consequence could be that one of the people know me on the ship and can ID me? Actually, what about if that alarm that goes off, the consequence is it IDs me specifically?
Ooh, yeah, that's good. We'll take that.
Okay, so I think we have unencrypted records, but it's going to ID me directly.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes, I am making a note. I think it takes some kind of biometric measures of the one who's using the terminal to access.
And I think I probably have a record from my background from being a pickpocket in the gray mice. So I think it's easier for them to pick me up. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, excellent. You can resist that if you want, but since you suggested it, I suspect you don't want to.
Yeah, let's leave that.
Cool. So now all the prisoners are out. Maxa, she and you, Bria, you've been up close. You can see that she's not been treated well during her time with Squeetsec, but she's you can see like the fire coming into her eyes now that she's out of her restraints. Gror is right behind her. They're both following you, climbing up the rope. And the other people, including the one who grabbed your knife, they're also following along. They're following your lead. So what do you lead them to do?
I thought this was a Bria thing,
muted.
right? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was muted. Quick question: what do we know about Max's past? Like, what was their role in the rebellion?
You don't know what she did before she came here, or you don't really know anything about her background. All you know is that she's leading this militant faction. She doesn't get along that well with Thor.
So we do have the records now from all of the prisoners.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about it out loud, I could potentially help you with whatever action you wanted to do by reading that.
Okay. Well, let me throw this out, and then you let me know what you think. We saved her sister, and if we had a flashback to her telling me about Maxa, and all of this is leading up to the concept of, if Maxa is an ace pilot, then the two of us get into the cockpit. I do the slicing, she does the flying. And like I was wondering if like that would be cool with the rest of the group. What do y'all?
So I could potentially help you with flying. I think flying is under finesse, and I've got 2 ticks in that. Okay. So I'd like to team up with you. That gives us some time together as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then.
Okay.
So especially since Max has been beaten up. So, all right. I tell everybody to hold on, and I nod to Bade, and now I need to get the field down so we can enter the cockpit, is the way I understand it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess I need slicing tools.
Yeah, depending on what kind of approach you want to take.
Oh,
I mean, you could
okay.
just you could try to use force, but slicing tools is definitely one way you could do it.
Maybe Yanush had like a field disruptor and I could wreck it.
Sure.
Okay. That's
I
probably
think that
quicker.
would be like a 1 stress flashback to have
Okay.
that particular thing.
Okay. I'll put it down as an unusual weapon. And
Because it's kind of an unusual thing to have like a thing specifically for force fields. That's the only reason I want
Right.
to charge for it.
so I'm gonna climb up, slap it on, and tell people to get out of the way. And like Bait, I'm looking at you like, as soon as we do this, we're going through this door. Like no hesitations here. Not like I just hesitated off that taxi. Like don't do that. That's what my eyes are telling you. Like don't be me. But do the job.
I think
Yeah.
Bade stares back at you and then slips a little bit in the blood, like, I'm ready, but I'm incompetent. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're setting that up. Boko's out. Ectoma, what are you doing while all this is going on?
Are there any guards? I thought there was one guard left, but then you said there was nobody up here. So all guards are gone?
Yeah, you killed 2 of them right away.
Yep.
And then there was the third one was the one who was on Bade, and the 4th one was Celine who jumped out.
That's right. The one who jumped out. Yeah. And that's Boko's deal, or former friend Boko, who just jumped out to his death. The people are all proceeding out like no problems, or do I need to guide and lead them in this thing?
They seem to be okay climbing the rope out there. One of them, the human who was released together with the Zabrak in the first round, he's sitting down in one of the guard seats and strapping himself in. And the others are on their way up the road. But if you want to get a read on them, you can roll something for that.
Yeah, I'll just get a read. I'm left behind with these people that could be rebel recruits, so I want to get a read on this. Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, one of them could be a plant.
Could be.
All right, a read. How would I roll a read? Is that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't think I'm doing well. You could call it close scrutiny, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunting a target.
Yeah,
like study
or survey. Study, probably, maybe. Study a person. Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Yay. That allows me to use my loose cannon ability.
Ooh, right.
I'm going to push myself to use a dice pool equal to half my stress, rounded up. But I don't have any stress, so I'm
But
marking
pushing
stress to
yourself-
help myself. Yep.
Yeah, right. Pushing yourself gives you 2 stress.
So I get 1 die. So instead of rolling with no dice, I'm going to study with 1 die. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Going
you
for
actually
roll.
get 2 dice because you get 1 die for pushing yourself.
Oh,
No, sorry. This replaces the. Sorry. Yeah. This replaces instead of the 1.
Yeah, I'm pushing myself to use a dice pool equal to 1/2 my stress. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's basically 6 of 1/2 dozen the other.
Yeah. But you get 2 stress for pushing yourself. So, and then you get to roll your 1 die.
Yep. Ooh, yeah, I got no idea what's going on. 2 and a 1.
But you rolled 2 dice. Yeah,
Oh,
doesn't
I'm
matter.
sorry.
They're
Let me.
both
They're both fails. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. And you are in a risky position. Do it with a consequence. A not sure what the concept. I think maybe I think the Zabrak with a knife, he notices you like looking extra, taking an extra look at him, and he hisses at you, and he like he does not like you. He's clear that you're watching him, and he's not happy about it. Does that sound fair?
You want to go? Let's go. I didn't come here to save you. I can throw you out.
Take your help, Ratataki.
I'm hitting it.
But I am a warrior.
I'm hitting
I
it.
fight my own battles.
Awesome. He can fight me. I'm just gonna hit it. It's a little
Cool.
reckless. So yeah. We don't have to go to dice, but that's the thing. Like, I fight my own battles.
I mean, if you want to fight him, you can absolutely throw down. But let's go to Boko first. You can think
Yeah,
about that.
Boko.
Yeah, you're on Celine's back. She's desperately trying to get this grab chute onto her, and she's screaming something you can't hear past the wind streaming past you as you're very rapidly falling towards the street below.
Yeah, I think I am also desperately trying to grab that off of her. So it's a wrestle, and ideally I will take it and kick her away as I put it on. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, are you skirmishing this or something else?
It feels like a skirmish. Ooh. Yeah, let's make it a skirmish. Why not? Are there like straps she puts her arms through, or is it like how does it attach?
Yeah, I think it's like a harness. You like put your arms through a pair of hoops and tighten them, and then this thing will like lift you or slow your fall enough that you don't die, hopefully.
I think the approach Boko is taking is as she, or if she has an arm in a strap, is just vibro knifing the straps off, and hopefully I could just hold on to it. We'll see how that goes.
Oh my God.
I think I will take a devil's
Big
bargain
risks here.
and see how that goes.
Yeah.
What devil's bargains could we have here?
Ooh. I'm not sure. I don't have a clear idea. Does someone have something to suggest?
Cameras
I have
are
a
recording you?
suggestion.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, please go ahead.
Cameras are recording you, like they see you doing this.
I was going to
Oh,
say, if you succeed, something identifying you lands with Celine.
Yeah.
Right. So when they investigate the scene, they're like, "Oh, Boko was involved in this."
Yeah, I think that sounds great. I love it. One of those I'll take.
Cool. I think we'll actually it could be a bit of both, because she was the one who was on the comlink recording, and I think or not recording, but calling for help.
We also had the backup coming in, and this could be the backup watching what's going on.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think the backup. I think what we'll do is this. I'll put another tick on the backup clock, so that one now has 2 ticks. The pursuit, and that's for them to arrive and actually do something. But now they see you falling, and Boko is not that hard to recognize. Not that many blue-skinned people here. So who could be involved in this? So.
All right, I think I will take the 2 dice and take my chance. That's a 3 and a 2.
That's not funny.
That's
And
real
you were
bad.
already in a desperate position.
Yeah.
So that's the
Level 3
worst
harm.
outcome. Yeah, you try to you slice the hoops, but she notices what you're doing. She grabs a hold of this and she twists, and you're the one who loses the grip. So she's and she managed. She triggers this thing, and this is the complication, is that you lose your grip and you're falling to your almost certain death. You can resist
Awesome.
that.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I will resist that. Yeah. Tell me if this is too much for a flashback. Doing a flashback to talking with why not Yanush? To have a skiff or a speeder bike or something following along for just such an occasion that I can clamp onto with a magnetic clamp. Is that too much for a flashback?
No. It's not too much for a flashback, but since it kind of involves acquiring an asset.
Yeah.
You need to pay for the downtime action.
Okay.
So I think this is an ordinary action for which you had easy opportunity. It's not difficult to arrange, so you don't need to pay any stress. But you need to pay one cred. I should read there. 1 cred or 1 rep to do the extra downtime action that this would require.
Cool. I would have to take stuff out of stash to do that, so I'll take 2 out of stash to do that.
And then we'll roll the acquire asset to see. I think maybe let's pick someone on your crew who would be doing this.
Morn?
Oh yeah, Morn.
Morn, yeah. Morn has set you up with a skiff. Yeah, I can get you a skiff.
Just in case.
Get your skiff by 2, whatever color you want.
Yeah, so acquire an asset is roll your tier. So that's 1 die.
That's 4.
4, that means it's your tier, so it's a tier 1 skiff. It's not fast, it's not pretty, it's not particularly sturdy, but it will catch you in case you're falling to your death. Cool. So that means you don't have to resist the consequence necessarily. You're falling, but there is a skiff that's going to come try to catch you. You'll have to roll something to
Clamp onto it. Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Cool. So let's go back to knocking down the force field. Etema is facing off with his Zabrak. Bria and Bade are preparing to get into the cockpit.
Okay. I've got 1 wreck die. I went with hunt instead of wreck when I chose my dot. Wish I had chosen wreck. Let's see. I mean, I can push myself. Can I push myself and get help? I think I can, right?
I can never remember which ones you can combine. You can, yes, you can push yourself. You can either push yourself or get the Devil's Bargain. Those are mutually exclusive, but you can also get assistance.
Gotcha.
Either way.
Got it. I'm trying to think of other ways to get dice here. So I've never really used this thing that you've written into my cybernetic implants that says you may fly on silent repulsors. What were you thinking of when you put that in there? What does that look like to you?
That was basically just a straight translation of something that was in the Blades version of this ability, I believe. But I think this is because this is the stealth thing. The way I imagine this is that you have either implants or some sort of attachment or some equipment that allows you to while you're activating this stealth mode, you can like fly for a brief moment because it's only active for a few moments, the whole stealth mode. So it's like a short range silent jetpack thing. Does that make sense, or am I just babbling?
Nope, I got it. That makes a lot of sense. I had something and then I forgot. Hold on a second. Dang, I had something in mind. Okay, so can you think of a what is the position in effect here? Am I risky, and is this zero effect? Is this limited effect?
I'm not sure what you're trying to do.
Wreck the field.
Wreck the field. Since you paid the stress to have a thing specifically for this, I would say that you're at standard effect.
Standard effect. Okay.
Yeah, but you're in a risky position because of the shuttle is flying, still going upwards quickly. So you're not in a stable, controlled environment.
If I were to like go desperate great, could the disruption also disrupt the droid?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna switch position for effect. Do I have to? And that's I have to spend 2 stress to do that. Yeah, like it's a
No, I don't think you have to. You can push yourself for extra effect. Instead of getting an extra die, you can get pushed to great effect. Then you're still at risky.
I see. Or I can get it for free by going desperate and.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's free XP. So I'll go desperate great and push myself for an extra die to give me 2 dice for wreck. Unless you have like a really convenient devil's bargain you wanted to throw out for.
Since this is probably some sort of ion charge that you're using, it will short out your implants, and you can't use them until the end of the mission.
I will take that. I will definitely take that.
So I figure you've got this thing that Morn has constructed, probably,
right?
That will knock out the force field. You set it. You set the dial here for the force field, and you crank it up to the max. You don't care how strong this force field is. You're just setting it to the highest setting.
11. I set it
to
11. Okay. 2d6, don't fail me now.
Then I have 2 6-sided dice. Ever fail you?
3, 2, 1. 2 4s. Okay.
4. You do it with a consequence: severe harm, a serious complication, or reduced effect. I think this, when your implants are knocked out, you lose your grip on the rope. You slip down back into the back of the ship. And this is, I think this is two consequences, kind of. You don't take severe harm, but you take level 2 harm as you bash down against the ship, and you're down there instead of being up at the cockpit.
Okay. I'd like to.
I think actually it's one consequence. It's just that it has both of those things. So you can resist it if you want to.
Yeah, I'd like to resist it. Well, I can imagine even if I didn't resist the falling part, I still could be slammed into something and take the harm. That there could still be the two consequences.
Yeah, I don't want to make it too harsh.
Okay.
So it's one consequence, or you can just, or you can take that you slam down into the ship and use your armor to resist the damage.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me do that. I'll expend my armor to prevent the damage, and then I will resist the falling. And we get like a flashback to.
I mean, sorry, if you resist the consequence, then you don't take the damage.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. So I'm resisting with prowess, and I'm just imagining just a quick flash to this special training I apparently went through in my past, and it was just one of those things where like you had to hold onto the rope and as long as you could, and so just this instinct of grabbing and holding the rope, and so I roll my prowess rank. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, +1 because of our special group ability.
Yes, indeed. So you're rolling 5 dice.
And +1 because Edma's winking at me.
She's too busy with this Zabrak, and you don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, we're going through a thing right now. 2 5s, so I will take 1 stress. Well, a 2 2 5 5 and a 3. Yeah. So my implants just burst out, like the field burst, like knocks down, and I imagine the droid is like, oh my. And I'm like gritting through my teeth. I'm like, Bade, get in there now. Because I'm in all this pain. I'm in all this pain. I'm trying to not show, but I obviously show.
I think Bade, kind of wide-eyed scrambles in and, is, scrambling into the cockpit. What's the status of the droid that's in there?
The droid, when this ion charge goes off, it showers sparks, and now it's just smoking and kind of tilted off to one side. It doesn't have it's dropped the controls. So the shuttle is starting to waver a bit, wiggle, it's not stable anymore.
Right, so I think I'm gonna basically shove the droid out of the side, off to the side, and I think it kind of, hits the floor and kind of scatters a little bit, and I'm gonna start trying to get control of the ship, and I want to put the ship into a dive if I can. So finesse?
Finesse, absolutely.
Okay. And I can push myself for 2 stress or a devil's bargain, and I can get help to get extra dice. Do you have an idea for a devil's bargain?
Well, that would be the pursuit, noticing these approaching craft, noticing kind of what direction you're turning in and diving, so they will get closer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'll take that. So 3d6. Let me roll that. I got a 6.
Nice. And you were in a risky position.
That's right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 6, you do it. Yeah, you pull into a dive. Are you, and where, because you've been flying over the foundry on the way to the cube, which is the prison, and on the factions map or factions tab, you have the map. So I figure at this point you're like in the, let's say you're right in the corner where the foundry goes into the scrapyard. What direction do you want to take the shuttle here?
So I think thematically, what it looks like on screen is where I put it into a dive. I think everything starts to float up, right? So it's getting, the gravity's a lot less here, as we dive, and then the pursuit, zips after us. I think the plan roughly is, we didn't plan on having, pursuit, having, people coming after us. So I'm going to try and lose them through the scrapyard somewhere as we head back towards where our base is. I think the original plan was to get back to our base so we could scuttle this place, tear it down, get whatever's useful out of it, and, set the prisoners free. But now I need to try and lose somebody first.
Cool. And the scrapyard, it's the foundry has all these big factory tower sort of things, and there's some of that in the scrapyard as well. It doesn't have as many high buildings, but there's plenty of buildings where you can like zip in between them and try to lose these pursuit craft. I'm not sure what they should be. I think should be, it's maybe like, what would be something suitable that's a bit old? Maybe Y-wings are rebel. I'm trying to think of something that the Empire would use. That's an older craft. So it's not like TIE fighters, but something else.
So like one of the shuttles, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Would be a Lambda shuttle. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Absolutely. They can be kind of gunships. So yeah, there's a Lambda shuttle following.
I don't know. Are they firing on us?
No, they're not close enough to fire. And when the clock fills up, that's when they're close enough to start actually doing something. Right now,
Okay.
they're trying to catch up to you. So Etoma, you're facing off with this Zabrak. The other prisoners, they're strapping into the guards' seats. In one case, maybe complaining a bit about the blood, but not too much. Yeah. So all of those are occupied now, but you're still facing off with this Zabrak.
I think there will be a moment where Enema realizes the insanity of this situation, of this fight, and she'll say, "You sure you want to do this? You can sit down, we can both live, or one of us dies."
Nice. That could be command, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Intimidate or threaten. That sounds like what you're doing.
Yeah. Force of personality. Yeah, let's do that. 1 die. Got a devil's bargain for me?
Ooh. Yeah, this the guy who the human who was freed at the same time. He's watching this very carefully, and he's kind of eyeing between you, and it's clear that he's tight with his Zabrak. So if you throw down with him, that guy's going to jump into it as well.
God, yes, that sounds good. That'll move me to a desperate position, I'm sure. I'll take that die. Thank you. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that is a 3 and a 1.
That's not great. So Risky position. Things go badly, suffer harm or complication, lose this opportunity, or your position becomes desperate. Oof. I think it just stabs you. You take a level 2 vibro knife stab.
Oh,
Can
Can resist
I
it?
resist that for Etama?
oh, that's sweet. I don't know how
Yeah.
you would, but let's see it.
I think I let go of the rope, and I take the knife instead of you, right? I'll choose
This-
Oh
well,
man.
yeah, but you're not going to take any harm, or because this when you resist, you negate the bad thing. But you can take the knife, but it doesn't really hurt you badly. Does that sound?
Yeah, it's a movie stab and not like a damage stab, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
I see it happening, and I just let go of the rope and fly into the guy, and take the knife instead.
It stabs you, but it hits one of your implants or something. That's not.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So cool. I guess I land on this guy then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So I need
you're
to
going
roll.
to you slam into him, and you. I think you both like. Oh right, now the ship is diving. So, but I think this is before Bade. Like Bade hasn't full into the dive yet.
Yeah.
So you're still going to fall back towards the
So
back of the ship.
I'm really messing this up. I feel
So
guilty.
I still need to roll prowess,
Yeah.
right? To take. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you roll to see how much stress you take.
Wow. One more stress.
Yeah.
All these chances to get like critical on this, not happening. And we determined that a desperate, like, does this count for XP, or is that only for action items?
That's only for actions.
Yeah. All right. I'm done.
Cool. Boko, you're punching
Speaking
to
of
your
desperate.
death. But you can see this skiff, and you can see that it's a piece of voodoo, but it's in the air, and it's between you and the ground, so that's good. And I think it has these sails, and that's probably something you can use to break your fall. They don't really make
Awesome.
sense here, but the skiff's gotta have sails, right?
Yeah. It sounds like Prowl to tumble onto that,
Could be.
but Morn is driving it.
Yeah. Let's say Morn is driving it.
I think I'd like to try to use a tune instead and use our connection to so he knows like this is where I'm going, this is where he's going, and he like catches me just right in a perfect world.
Yeah. Let's take the worst section. That's fun.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do the cool thing. Yeah.
And I'm gonna push, so I'll get 2 dice there.
Cool.
And I think I'm all full up on Devil's Bargains. I don't think I need another one. Okay, let's see. There we go. 6. Yeah.
Nice.
Finally.
Yeah, you do it. So what does it look like when you do this?
Yeah, so I think I'm plummeting to the depth, and I'm probably like on the wrong like lateral to do it, and like there's a moment where like my eyes and Morn's eyes sort of sync up, and he like does a little dip and slide over and like just catches me, and then comes back up and probably like gives me a hand up to like pull me on.
Close one. Yeah, and this skiff is not as fast as the shuttle, so you're away from the action on the shuttle definitely.
Yeah.
For now. On the other hand, you're not on the radar of the pursuing or the proverbial radar of the pursuing Lambda shuttle, so that's good for you.
That's good.
It's not,
Yeah.
not a heavy laser cannon trying to track you. Cool. So I think we cut to Bade. You have the shuttle under control. The Lambda shuttle is still behind you, trying to catch up to you, and it's faster. It's a more modern ship. It's and it does have heavy armament. What do you do? I think you're muted, or at least I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. They might have a heavier armament, but I don't know that I care as much about this shuttle as long as it gets us to the ground. So I think I'm gonna, bounce off a few buildings, cut corners a little bit too close, maybe scrape the sides as I tried to evade them. I don't think we can outgun them, or at least I can't. Maybe that's
Yeah,
plan
this
B.
prison shuttle isn't armed at all. So
Right, but some of the people here are armed, so yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. So I think I'm going to just try to evade them. So I think that's finesse.
Mhm.
And I'll push myself to get another die and see what that looks like. Got a 5, and I'm risky. So do it with
Yeah.
a consequence: harm, complication, reduced effect, or position becomes desperate.
I think this at one point when you're scraping along a building and the shuttle touches on something, you're slammed forward into the controls, and you take level 2 harm, bashed face.
Yeah.
Or something similar.
Sounds good.
Cool. But you have lost them since you succeeded. They can't. They are heavier. They're probably faster. They have heavier armament, but they're not as maneuverable as the shuttle you're flying. And especially the way you're flying it, they can't do, because they have the big wings and that sort of thing. That's preventing them from flying as close to the buildings. You can slide in between 2 buildings the way they can't. So you manage to lose them. Now you're flying down at around almost at street level, and the pursuit has lost you.
Perfect.
I think, yeah, Etma, you still have this face-off with the Zabrak.
Yeah, I think it's the grab a blaster and just try to, well, let's see, Bria moved in, right, and kind of half tackle, so I imagine just like push Bria and try to fire on him with blaster is the plan.
Yeah, sounds good.
And this will have to be a second blaster because I have not retrieved the one that I got from before, so I'm using up another bit of my, and I'm eager to push up my stress, so I'm going to push myself. And I'd like to ask for a devil's bargain to increase my effect.
I think devil's bargain only give you extra die. But sure, you can get the devil's bargain for sure.
Yeah, to push the effect.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. You have a suggestion for those bargain?
You hit me too.
Sorry?
you're shooting, right? Like-
Yeah, so Bria gets hurt
Sure.
after she just went out of her way to save me. Oh, that sounds terrible. I have to have it.
Yeah. I think that's just a level 1 harm, like a minor blaster burn. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Kind of reminds me like another John Woo moment of the like girl in front of muzzle flash thing and blinds her for a while. I like that. That's terrible and awesome. Yes.
Cool. That's your extra effect then.
All right, here we go. Wow.
Oh my god. That's the
3 1s and a
worst roll
2.
ever. And you were in a risky position, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Things go badly. I think what happens is I think you lose this opportunity. I think the Zabrak, Bria tackled him, and now you're going for your blaster. He sees that he's not going to win this fight. He slips away from Bria. He grabs one of the grab chutes and leaps out the door.
That's awesome. Yeah, I am not resisting that.
We
That is-
have to give that Zabrak a name now.
Yeah, we do.
He has a name. He has a name. He's called Vruvo. I'll put it in the chat so you can spell it. Oh, I think he as just before he like falls backwards out. You've not seen the last of Vruvo, and then he slips back out.
I love this guy. Oh, where are we sticking him? Cultists and weirdos?
We need a
I
Greedo,
think
need a
we have
Greedo
the-
section.
Yeah.
Um,
Rivals and contacts? I don't know. Where should we stand?
various scoundrels, I think. For now.
Various scoundrels. All right. We have got
There's,
lots
a
of
lot of
various
people there.
scoundrels. So good. That was awesome.
Cool. I think that resolves the last of the relevant action. You've lost the pursuit. Boko is not dead. You have control of the shuttle. You have released the prisoners. So now it's just where do you take the shuttle down? Do you land like right close to your lair, or?
I think that since you said, I came too close to a building and had a big jolt. I think we come in for a rough landing, and that's what actually helps us escape from the shuttle. As we were getting close to the ground, and there's an old building, and I just ram into that building, and they don't see it. So that's the big jolt that we all had,
Yeah, nice.
and they fly on past, and I think we can now, go down the building, like down the stairs and stuff like that to get out. And I'm just going to swipe everything that I can that might be worthwhile off of this shuttle, and then we can, help
After too long.
Oh,
Morn shows up with a skiff. Get in, guys.
I was going to say, Etima, do you have something where we could just, blow up this whole shuttle or reduce it to ash or something?
Oh man, we're not going to strip it. Yeah, sure.
Well, I think our plan was to strip it, but now we've got hot pursuit, so we just need to get rid of the evidence. Take
Yeah,
whatever
I've
you
got-
can carry.
Demolition tools. I have demo tools, so well, that's actually no. It's like sonic drill, sledgehammer. I guess I'm gonna have to flashback to have some bomblicious stuff. Yeah. I hit up. I'm waiting in line. I'm in queued behind Boko to ask for some help from Yanush. Was it Bria that asked for help from Yanush? Yeah.
We should save the droid again, give it to the Bolt people.
Oh, I'll take I'm taking that pilot droid.
All right.
Sweet. How much stress does it cost for me to have some blow uppy stuff?
I mean, just having some explosives when you have a demolitions expert, I don't think that's going to cost you any stress. That's
Okay.
an ordinary action for which you had easy opportunity. That feels reasonable.
All
You
right.
have someone who's an expert.
That is
in,
reasonable. You're so
in demolitions.
But it's enough to blow up an entire shuttle.
That's true.
Yeah, I think this is something like if you set it off by the engines, it's going to
Chain
detonate
reaction
the whole
deal.
thing. But you have to put it at the engine. You can't just. It's not the explosive that destroys the ship. It sets off the power core or fuel and that sort of thing.
Okay. Sounds good to
But
me.
I think you should make a roll to do this properly, probably, or someone should make a roll for it.
Sure.
So I think is Bria and Bade, you're stripping the ship or like grabbing everything that's useful, like downloading stuff from the console and
And
that sort
wiping
of thing.
anything that we can, trying to erase our fingerprints, and then setting the bomb. Do we want to make this a group action?
Yeah, that sounds fun. But if you're doing group action, that means everyone's doing the same thing or using the
Does it?
same.
We can't do different things.
Right.
No, group action is always one action. But I think Bria and Bade, you can do a group action, but I think Etima's thing is separate. Does that make sense? So let's do Bria and Bade first, since you're obviously doing your things first.
Yeah, and I'll lead that.
Cool. I'm not sure what action makes sense here. Do you have a suggestion?
Finesse, I think, has stealing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Finesse an item from someone's pocket, subtle to what? So I think it'd be finesse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And let's see. Oh, Devil's Bargain.
It's, I think, yeah, the one I want to give you, but maybe this kind of subverts the action, so I'm not sure if it's fair, but I'll offer it anyway. You clean out the ship, you get everything from there, but you drop something that will lead back to you. That's not going to get blown up, but that I'm not sure if that's
Okay, so I have an alternative. What if we take everything from the ship, but something on that ship is like a bug, like they could track?
Ooh, yeah.
What do you guys think of that? I mean, if we take this back to our base, it could get us in real trouble.
I want at least 3 thumbs up on that. If I had more thumbs, I'd give them to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So that sounds good. So I'll take that. Let me roll 3d6. And I got a 5.
Nice. And you were, I think you're still in a risky position. You have to kind of rush this because you don't know if someone else will show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just making a note here so I don't forget about tractor. Yeah. So risky, and you war, was that it?
Yeah, so I think I take 2 stress from that. Is that right?
No.
You succeeded and I succeeded, so you take 0 stress.
Or did you push yourself? If you pushed yourself, then that's 2 stress.
No, I didn't push myself, but I thought that. Okay, you're right. If you succeed, then I don't take any stress. Okay.
Yeah. And you get the best result. And the best result among you is for 5. So you do it with a consequence. I'm not sure what makes sense here.
How about harm from I'm too greedy and was still getting stuff out as Etima's, burning the place down. So I'm too close to the explosion.
Yeah, Etima has set the timer, and you notice, oh, there's that thing, and you rush back in, grab it, and jump out just as the explosives go off.
Okay. Level 1 or level 2?
Level 2 harm. This is a risky. I think that should typically be level 2.
Okay.
So you have a. Yeah, I don't know what kind of harm do you take when you.
I think that this is like singed and ears ringing and maybe a nosebleed, concussed.
Yeah. Cool. So, Etema, let's have you set the explosives.
Okay. Well, it's obviously gone off. Yay. Just you know how bad it is. What do we think is?
Well, wreck, it feels like the natural fit.
Oh, well, yeah,
for
there you
blowing
go.
things up.
That makes total sense to me. Boop, boop. A 5.
5. So you also do it with a consequence. Maybe you also get harm. You notice that Bade is rushing back in, and you run after her, grab her, and you both get hit by the explosion.
Sure. Yeah.
You take
I
the
like that.
same
It makes me
2.
seem less careless about her safety. So I'm into it.
Yeah.
And there will be
Yeah.
words, right? You'll be like, "Don't go running into explosions, girl."
Exactly. Has to be words.
Nice.
And then you're like, and then you turn to me and you're like, don't go running into knives.
All this running into weapons.
Yeah. The human who seemed to be tight with the Zabrak, he slinks off on his own. Pror and Maxa, they go with you on the skiff. And then there's a human woman who's there as well. And she looks a bit hesitant about whether she should go with you or not. Do you like offer her to come along, or do you just leave her?
Come on.
Yeah, I think Bade actually goes over and like tries to bring her along because Bade doesn't know who any of these people are. And it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you must be someone who comes along with us." Yeah.
Yeah. She goes along with you. She kind of sticks to herself on the skiff, but she follows. Yeah, I think that's the end of the job. So we have 20 minutes roughly. So let's do the mechanical fallout, just so we've handled that and can see what if there are any entanglements, so we can deal with those. So you're not getting paid any money because this wasn't a job you did for someone. However, I think by selling off some of the stuff, like extra blasters, that sort of thing, you pick up from the guards and that sort of thing, I think you can get like 2 creds for that. So you get 2 creds to split up however you want. And then you get rep.
Do we want to just put those creds in the vault? Okay. Got it.
You get 2 rep plus, let me see, what streets they're currently at. They're at tier 4. They have jumped up a bit. So that's 3 extra. You get 5 rep. That's nice. That fills you up. And you have 2 more. So let me mark that. Yeah, I think the extra rolls over if you increase your tier. So now you have the opportunity to increase your tier to tier 2. But we'll deal with that after we've done the other thing. Heat and wanted level. This I think, was loud and chaotic, high exposure. I don't think you're quite to the level of wild, devastating exposure. But definitely loud and chaotic. So that's 4. Target is high profile or well connected. I don't think, not in the general context of things. The action did happen on hostile turf, I think. So that's a 5. You are at war with another faction, but does your special ability into that? It does not. So that's 6. Killing was involved, but since you have your special ability and you cleared the scene by blowing it up, you avoid that. So you only get 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That fills up your heat, which means your wanted level increases to 4.
Oh dear God. You're so dangerous.
Does that mean you have
Okay.
like 20 turf now or something?
It counts as 4. Yeah, that actually helps you. You get one more. You get one more breath left over because your turf, because your wanted level counts as turf.
You're so screwed.
Because people are afraid of you. And that brings us to entanglements. So now I will roll 4 dice because your wanted level is 4. But your heat is 0. So I'm rolling at the dices column. So let me get 4 dice. Entanglement. And the highest is a 3. Oh my God. Highest is a 3. Gang trouble or the usual suspect. I think we'll go with the usual suspect. Of course, I grab a friend, vice purveyor, or other person in the periphery of your crew, pay them off with 1 cred or make a fortune roll to see if they resist questioning, and pay them off is course. Yeah, so do you want to, I think, so this is someone, it's not a member of your crew, but it's someone, some associate. I think this will be, I think this is Celine. I think they suspect that she's part of this, that she was the inside person because she made it out alive. Everyone else is just disappeared. So I think she's the one they're going to question. Do you want to spend the cred to get her out, or do you just hope she keeps her mouth shut because she's dirty and she doesn't want anyone digging into that?
If we pay her off, is there a possibility of having her join on in some capacity?
Yeah, absolutely. She'll be, I mean, that's a purely fictional thing.
Yeah.
She'll definitely be more positive towards you than she has been before. And you've had this kind of frenemies thing going on. She'll definitely be more friendly if you're willing to get her out of this.
And if a tier 2 gang pays off her stuff, then that makes her more dirty. I don't have any money, but I vote for paying it off.
I don't have any money either, and we're about to spend a bunch of money, right, if we want to go up a tier.
Mm-hmm.
I've got money. Will Boko owe me for it?
Yeah, of course. I'm good for it.
All right. How many credits does it cost?
One, just one.
Oh, she's a cheap date.
Is
Bam.
this stash rules? Does he owe you 2 now? You paid 1, he owes you 2.
I'm not worried about credits. Not worried about credits at all. He just owes me. I'm going to write it down in notes.
Cool. So now you have the opportunity to raise your tier. This will cost you creds equal to your new tier times 8, which is 16, but it's halved because you have a patron. Because you're working for.
Got our patron back. Yeah.
Yeah, you got your patron back now. Maxa is your patron, but she's not going to be your patron anymore because now you'll be on the same tier. I think she's also tier 2.
Do we join? Do they join us, or do we join them, or what's going on?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they're also tier 2. So you'll have to figure out. You won't have to pay again for a new patron, but you'll have to fictionally find someone who can be your patron.
Scarbo.
But you have to spend a total of 8 creds to advance your tier. But you'll also get some stash out of it. Each of you will get 3 stash afterwards.
I've got 2 creds free and clear right now. I'm
I can
more
put-
than happy to throw it.
I could put 2 in.
And you have 4 in the vault. So that's the 8 you need.
And then we get
uh,
3 stash.
Yeah,
Yep.
each of you gets 3 stash.
Adama is broke.
1 more stash, and I go up to the next living level, lifestyle level.
Right.
I'm
But
too
now
low.
you're tier 2. Now you're playing with bigger boys and girls.
And it's weak. Hold.
Yeah, that's it's like 2 levels to each tier. It says weak or stronghold.
Yep.
Cool. We have a few minutes left. I would
Let's
have
do
liked.
XP.
Yeah. We'll do XP, stars and wishes, and then we'll do everything else next time. Let's start with crew XP. Did you
Execute successful smash and grab, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
was
I
definitely
think
smash
this
and
will
grab,
count as
yeah.
a smash and grab.
Lots of smash.
Lots of smashing. Yeah, that's an XP. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? Yes. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? I kind of want to give you a reputation like daring or something like that, because this was some crazy shit you got into.
What about loyal?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's good too.
That is good.
Once you're part of our group, then we let you die. And besides growth, everything's good.
Ooh. Yeah, reputation loyal. I'll take a note of it.
Daring works too. I was just throwing out the loyal part.
No, I like loyal because it's a bit different from the other ones. And it works for what you were doing. So that's XP. I'm going to give you another one for, I think, professional also played into this because it was a crazy plan, but you did it very well and you cleared away the evidence afterwards. That's a pro thing to do. Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? Someone want to give me something on that?
I took the knife for.
Yeah,
Edma.
there was a whole lot of us covering each other's backs, and
Adam pulled me away from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think you hit that twice. I think that feels fair with all the helping you did and that sort of thing.
I'll
Okay,
get that next advancement soon.
yeah, you're very close. Let's do individual XP then. We'll start from the left. So Eptima is first. Did you address a challenge with violence or coercion? Yeah, I think you hit that one twice.
yeah,
No.
I'll take it. No argument there.
Yeah. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I think
Your-
kind
your
of.
res- Your
Yes, again.
response to "I fight my own fights" was a punch.
Okay. Yes, that is a very true statement. Cool. Thank you.
Did you struggle with issues from your bias or trauma?
I feel like I was pretty reckless, but also we were in a controlled position at the start, so I don't know if that would count.
Yeah, I think. I don't think you struggled with it really.
Mhm.
It didn't get in your way.
Yeah, I feel like if we were in a risky position and she'd been the first out and done crazy stuff, maybe. But the fact that we were in control, I see what you're saying.
I think that's a total of 3, right?
Yep,
Unless you
total
think
of
you hit
3.
your-
And I
Yeah.
think I'm going to mark them all on insight. Actually, I think I'll do 2
Boko.
in insight, 1 in playbook. Sorry, shut up.
It's fine. Boko, did you address a challenge with tracking or violence?
I sure did. Yep.
Yeah. Do you think you hit that one twice?
And I feel like I might if it includes trying to kick Selena away
Yeah,
from
yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
parachute.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, twice for that. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Did I? I think so. Yeah. If nothing else, with Morn, like
Yeah,
strengthening on our fort, like this force thing is real, man.
Yeah, I think that works. And I mean, how do you, I think the way you dealt with Celine should count there as well. You tried to kill her, but then when she was in trouble, you decided, no, we should get her out anyway. I mean, I can see the logic of the. I want to give you 2 for that.
I'll take it.
Does that sound fair to everyone? Cool. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
I don't think I did.
No, I don't think so either. So that's a total of 4, I think.
Cool.
Bria, did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Not really. I did the opposite of evasion. I got in the way.
I feel like early on, some of the evasion moves, like how you slinked in to the shuttle.
And kind of ran the rope back. You weren't in the fight with the rest of us. You were in the back.
That's usually my MO. So, all right, I'll take that.
Yeah, I think I want to give you 1 for that. It's kind of a half point. We'll see if there's something else that's.
Right.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
We already counted the jumping onto the knife for the crew, so I don't see non-double dipping.
No, I don't think that's double dipping really. I mean, you did take a risk for a person you care about.
Okay.
I want to give you one for that.
Okay.
Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
Well, I mean, we described my failure in the taxi jump as being because of my obsession to perfection. So that's the only
That's
thing I
true.
can think of. Okay.
That's true.
Pretty
Yeah, and
clever.
I think also, I mean, we played into your this training you had with the rope and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
So I think 3 total seems fair
Yeah.
for those things.
Works for me.
So Bade, did you address a challenge with theft or innocence?
So I think at the end we took everything from the shuttle, and I think I also stole stuff from the records of all of the prisoners.
Yeah. I think you hit that one. You really played into that. Let's get everything we can, sort of thing. So yeah, I think you hit that one twice. So did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
So my background is from the underworld, and I have a complication that I've been ID'd because of my background. Right?
That's true.
From the gray mice. So I think my background came into play.
Yeah, cool. I'll give you one for that. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
I don't think so. I don't have a
No, I
trauma,
don't.
and my vice is pleasure and gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 total.
Okay.
Cool. If everyone's okay with staying a few minutes, we'll do stars and wishes. Do you prefer doing this off or on camera?
We've done it
we've
off
been-
camera. We might as well just keep up the
I would-
process as it
Yeah.
exists. I'm fine with that. I'll stop recording here.